Let's try another tips on tunes. Some simple ones that maybe people use. Like for the original chords of Pennies from Heaven have kind of gotten lost along the way. Let's see, Pennies from Heaven goes, every time it rains, right? So anyway, the original chords would be B flat, time it's C7. Right? Now, the normal people just usually go, every time it rains, using the major 7 and pennies from heaven. Maybe do an F7 or something real simple, which is kind of goofy. But the modern people started moving those chromatic lines up, not chromatic, but whole tone lines up. Like, every time it rains, pennies from heaven. For example, that would be like B flat, every, and then go up to C minor, time it, and up to D minor, rains it, and then down to a D flat diminish, rains it, and back to the C minor again from heaven. Now if you played it in chord form, starting there with the melody, it would sound like, you would go like, it would be a C minor to 7, C minor to 6, right? Then you would go up to the D minor, would be D minor 7. Then you'd go to with the open A, D flat 7, D flat minor, D flat diminish. I'm sorry, I was getting all screwed up here. So it would be like, every time it rains. C minor 7 to the F7, right? The original music doesn't do that. The original music goes to a C7. Every time it rains, C7, pennies from heaven, F7, and it would repeat. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? Now, most people would just go to B flat 7, you'll find your, or you could walk that F minor down again. You'll find your fortune vault, right? Or you could walk it down the octave below her. Ba-dee-da-da. That goes to E flat all over. The original music goes to a G7, town, and the C7. And then most people just stay on the E flat after it goes. After you walk it down, most people just stay on the E flat. They stay on the E flat. And then they go to the C7, but after you go to the C7, before you go, they could go to the G minor to the C7. Then C minor, you don't walk it down to the... Alright, so there's a zillion different ways you can go with all your minor 7s and your leading lines through them and all that. So, for example, if I were to play it, I tend to like to go to some of the modern things in there. So I would use the C minor, D minor to the D flat, C minor, tend to do that, you know. And I would use a F minor, B flat, 9. All right. I use a major 7, E flat with a D in it, the major 7. Now I sometimes use the G7, but usually I'd probably stay on the E flat. And then you do the G minor, da, da, C9, the flat the 9 in. Da 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 dee. The second half. You must goes up to the major 7. You must have showers. E flat 6. Now E flat. You find E flat minor with a major 7 as the melody. To the E flat minor 7, and then it goes to the. You can either go to the B flat with just the C in it, or you can go to a D minor, to the G9, D minor to the G side. You could go C minor. That's a C minor chord. Now you could go to the C7 as original music, and then the F7 with a D melody, which you can make into a 9 or a flat 9 or whatever. But I tend to go, let's see. I tend to go to E flat minor 6th for what I would do, which is a C minor 7. And then F7 flat 9 with a D on the top, and then back down to the B flat. You know, it's the end of the tune. So there's a, I know I'm getting way ahead of you, but maybe somewhere along the line you could ask me some questions, or we can fall back into it or something if you find it interesting. If you don't find it interesting, why? But it's just showing you there's a zillion ways you can move the harmonies or move the lines, but the idea is to at least move something within the chord. You know, and as I've gotten into a time or two before with other people, that's strictly all C minor or F7. It's all F9. It's all in that 5 tonality. Its secondary dominant is the C minor on the F9, the F7. And it's just moving lines down. There's the flat 9. So you can move any direction here. You could take it and go. You know, you could do almost anything as long as the lines continue. If you stop the line, sometimes it's a little abrupt. The lines must follow through. You must know kind of where you're going. But anyway, let's go into another one pretty soon.